Hey everyone, how are y'all? Cat's meow, how are you? Scott, how are you tonight? Catherine, how are you? Hey Margaret, Sally Mae, and Betty Joe, how are y'all? Hey Avery, how are you? Michelle, how are you? Hey Glowbug, how are you tonight? Betty Joe, I'm doing good. Avery, that wasn't just left, honey. That was left and back around again and again. Hey Madam Mom, how are you? All right, y'all don't forget to put your chat on live chat. Hit the thumbs up if you have not done so. I'm sorry I'm a few minutes late. I had to make sure everything was in order in the other room before I started. Michelle, I'm doing good, thank you. And the email is pinned to the top of the chat if anyone needs it. All right. So I went live tonight early because I got to get off here early. I got to get up early in the morning. It seems like that's how my life is here lately. So have all y'all heard that they did confirm today uh, the remains that were found in Oklahoma have been positively ID'd as Jilian Kelley and Veronica Butler. Hey Courtney, how are you? I'm very, very sad. Thought I had a screenshot of it. Hold on, let me grab it real quick. So the OSBI put out a tweet today confirming it. I was in the process of getting all my stuff together, and then I had to go listen to all the hypocrisy on YouTube earlier. I got distracted. Sarah Beth's been acting up? No, Sarah Beth will never act up, Sally Mae. I don't know if you can see, it's a little bit blurry. Hey HT, how are you? So OSBI put this out earlier today. The Office of Oklahoma Chief Medical Examiner has positively identified the two deceased persons from Texas County as 27-year-old Veronica Butler and 39-year-old Jilian Kelley. Our thoughts and prayers are with their loved ones along with everyone throughout their community. Very sad. That is 6 kids without a mama now, without their moms. All over a bunch of nonsense, honestly. Hey, Avery, how are you?
Hey, aside from my ears hurting bad, which I don't know what the heck is going on with it. But aside from that, I'm pretty good.
That's good. Hopefully your ears will get better soon.
I haven't had an ear infection since I was a child.
Yeah, you'll probably have to get to the doctor and get some antibiotics.
That's what I'm thinking.
The devil is a lie, laws, laugh out loud, don't let it distract you. Keith Scarlett, it's just, it's just the hypocrisy of it. It's, you know what I'm saying? Like, but I'm not gonna get into all that. It's just a bunch of pansy ass bullshit, if you ask me. But
Can you guys hear
anyway,
the neighborhood dogs barking? Whenever.
uh, I don't hear them.
Okay, good. You
Yeah.
know, I'm beginning to wonder just how big this, what is it called? God's Misfits?
Yes.
Or Misfits?
The
God,
I
God.
think it's called God's Misfits. Is
I'm
what they
beginning
call
to
themselves.
wonder just how big this sovereign group of God's Misfits really is.
I was going to Google it today and see if there was like anything I could find on the internet about it, and I didn't make it that far because I was trying to find out like who these people were that were mentioned in the PCA, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people in here has probably already heard the PCA, but I am going to go over uh, the arrest warrant and what's his name, Tad's PCA, because all of them are exactly the same, all four of them, except for Tad's. His has a little bit extra added at the bottom
Oh,
uh,
really?
regarding where the uh, the bodies were found and all that. Um,
Oh, okay.
so
Um,
I'm
I
just gonna.
paid I paid the $8 for each one. I did
Uh,
the FOIA request, and then they emailed me back. I called, I paid the $8 for each one, and do you know they still have not emailed me the dang arrest affidavits?
really?
And I'm like, yo, you got
Yeah, because
$32 of my money.
I mean, everybody else has gotten theirs, but I think a lot of the people that are getting them may be because they're press or part of the press or whatever.
Hmm.
Um, that could be a reason, or they may just have so many requests for it that,
That's what I'm wondering is if they got so many requests that they somehow skipped me.
or you're just way down on the list. Hey, Madam
Girl.
Mom. Hey, Lady V, how are
Hi,
you?
lady.
Hi guys, how are you tonight?
Doing all right.
Doing
Um,
good.
I also have two. Well, Brian Eaton put out two different little small clips on Twitter today. Uh, he went to the spot where, or close to the spot where the bodies were found, and then he also talks to a judge that knew one of the suspects.
Did you see the part in the affidavit where at one point Tiffany Adams was talking about taking out the judge?
Yes, that she knew
Yeah.
his path that he walked to work.
That is freaking crazy.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and according to what some of the locals were saying, that OSBI had officers around the judge when they were making all the arrests
Thank
because of,
goodness.
yeah.
But it doesn't sound like Tiffany confessed. Remember how Jillian, I
Like you broke up, Avery. Did we lose her?
No, she's still up here.
Uh,
Avery.
she might have lost
am I
connection.
better?
Yes, you are now.
Okay. Remember how we think it's Jillian's mom? We're not positive, but
Well, okay, so I did go look at that Facebook account just to see if it was like a fake one or whatever. But this is an older lady, all kinds of pictures on there and everything. Unless
okay.
whoever made this fake account put a lot of time into it to make all these posts and all this and that. I think it's her mom.
Well, So she had posted that Tiffany confessed,
Mm-hmm.
but the arrest affidavits don't sound like she did unless after they arrested her and got her in.
Probably after they arrested her, because
Mhm.
mostly the PCA is stating about Cora's 16-year-old daughter
Yeah, before
is the
the arrest.
one, yeah, before the arrest. What all she heard, what she saw, and stuff like, and what she was told, and so it could be a possibility that Jillian's mom was told that by law enforcement that once Tiffany was arrested, that she did confess to it.
So I wonder how her co-conspirators are, taking to that if she did.
Uh, I don't know. That mugshot of hey AK-47, how are you? The Cora's mugshot looked like she's a little bit pissed.
I mean, I'm all
Hey,
about having a best friend, but I'm not. I
yeah, I'm
won't do
not.
that for you.
I'm not.
Mm-mm.
No, I wouldn't either. But it sounds like, and y'all, I was trying to find out like all these different people that are named in the PCA, as far as like the cooks which is the people that the kids wouldn't stay the
Hmm.
night with that Friday night. I finally found out that they're, hold on, where'd my piece of paper go that I wrote it down? Okay, so they wouldn't stay with Barrett and Lacey Cook, and I'll go over all this in the PCA in a second. The kids stayed the night with them that Friday night. Barrett's daughter is married to Cole's son, Frank. And this Frank guy had been all over the Facebook groups.
Oh
Eh,
boy.
yeah, he was in there, and they said that he was just like going crazy in the groups and all this and that. And somebody had even asked him, "What is he like before the arrest? Like, what do you think happened to him?" And he said, and this is not verbatim, but something to the effect of, I don't know what happened to him, but I hope they're found and brought home safely and all this and that.
Hmm.
And there's a lot of speculation going on about Cole's other son, Vern, who passed away.
Yeah, I've
Uh,
been seeing about that.
some people are saying that he died in a car accident, but he was an addict, and that some people are speculating that Cole had something to do with the accident.
Mm.
So, and I did find out that, according to a local there, that Cole is not the butcher. That this Barrett Cook guy is the butcher. Cole was called the pastor or the preacher.
Oh, good grief.
I'm gonna have to do a family tree on all these people because
The
they're all
preacher. And then
connected.
Damn, I was talking, I was muted.
Oh Lord.
there's another man's name who's mentioned. And
The Hey Tiff, you talking about the Paul Geist dude or
yeah,
Yeah.
Grice? Is that his
yeah,
name?
yeah,
Okay,
yeah. But he
okay.
hasn't been arrested.
But according to the locals, nobody knows where he's at.
Oh, he
Either
ran.
either he's ran or he is missing. Nobody has seen him. Nobody knows where he's at. Nobody's heard from him. Um, it was a lot of talk, and once again, this will be in the PCA about what I'm fixing to say, but there was a magazine clip found in Jillian's purse, but the firearm was not found. And some people were speculating, and these are the locals around the area that were saying this, that they wonder if she got a shot off and it might have hit this Paul dude. He
Oh,
can't go to
wow.
the he can't go to a hospital
No.
because that's suspicious and they're going to call for law enforcement.
Mm-hmm.
So they're wondering if something happened to him and he was put somewhere else. And that is what Cora meant when she told her daughter that it didn't go as planned
Mm-hmm.
or what happened. But this Paul dude is nowhere to be found, according to the locals. But like I said, all that'll be in the PCA, and they're all four of them are exactly the same except for Tad's, and that's only because there's a little bit extra added to his. No, that's Cole's. I had to go through today and cover up their social security number, and their driver's license number. Because these documents were put, or a lot of people put them out, I guess, not thinking or not paying attention to it or whatever, and put it out with those numbers show it. And I went through and covered them up or whatever.
Well, dang, Scarlett.
Well, there's no
I'm
need
just
for
kidding.
doubts. Okay.
I have
No.
like this really odd feeling that we're gonna find out, and I pray that I'm wrong. But I have this really odd feeling that we're gonna find out that it was more than just like a single shot to these women. And I think it's because I feel like these people were filled with so much anger and rage, especially Tiffany, and she worked these other people up into thinking that these children were really being SA'd. I just have this feeling that we're going to find out that they did some other stuff to these women. I pray I'm wrong, but I just feel it in my gut.
AK-47, thank you. So
You mean besides? I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
You mean besides shooting, Avery?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I feel that way too.
Oh, you do too? Okay.
Yeah, I do.
Because it just seems with as much anger and rage, especially that Tiffany has, it doesn't seem like she would just settle for just
that's just too quick, and
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Well, and I don't know. Have you guys? I'm a little bit late. Have you guys talked about the him burying concrete on his friend's property yet?
No, that's why I'm reading Tad's PCA, because it has all of that in his, where it does not have it in the other three.
Oh, I haven't heard that yet.
Yeah, it's at the very, that's like the very last of it.
Whatever they did, I think they ended up putting them in concrete. That's what I'm thinking.
Oh boy.
So it'll explain all that in his, and hey, Loaded Hot, Sweet Melissa, how are you?
Oh, hi everybody in chat. I always forget and I never look at chat, so I'm sorry.
Hey Vapor, how are you? I will show y'all where the other three stop off at, and the extra that's added onto Tad's. Okay, so this is the affidavit and probable cause for the arrest warrant. And can y'all see that okay? And I know it's a little bit crooked, but that's just, hey Jennifer, that's how the people, when they uploaded it, that's how it was
I can
uploaded.
see it good.
Okay.
Can you make it just a tad bit bigger for the blind people in here?
Blindy.
Okay.
Put some glasses on, Avery.
Okay, there we go. Now we're good.
All right, so y'all see up here, it's for Tad Burt Cullum. And it has his birthday is December the 10th of 1980, so he's 40 years old. He looks like he's in his 60s, but then again, I mean, look at what he was living with the grandma and his lifestyle and all that. It aged him.
Oh, yeah.
Big time. Okay, so the undersigned of lawful age, being first duly sworn upon oath, deposes and states as follows. I am Special Agent Jason Ott of the Oklahoma State Bureau of Investigation. I have been a law enforcement officer in the state of Kansas and Oklahoma for approximately 27 years and served in the capacity of investigator for over 20 years. I have read and prepared certain official investigative reports and statements of witnesses regarding the above-named defendant, and from these statements and reports, it appears as follows. On Saturday, March the 30th, 2024, the Texas County Sheriff's Office requested the Oklahoma State Bureau of Investigation, or OSBI, investigative services with the suspicious disappearance of Veronica Butler, 27, and Jilian Kelley, 39. Texas County was found abandoned near Highway 95 and Road L, south of Elkhart, Kansas. Butler and Kelley were traveling to Oklahoma from Hugoton, Texas. Interviews were conducted related to their disappearance, and it was discovered that Butler was in a problematic custody battle with Tiffany Adams for the custody of Butler's two children. The father of those children was Wrangler Rickman, Adams' son. Butler's visitation with her children was court-ordered to be supervised every Saturday. Adams had a particular person that she preferred to supervise those visitations, and that was Cheryl Broom, which is the lady that we had heard of on the court documents for the custody. The court ordered Adams to pay Broom to supervise visits if that is who she wanted to be present. Otherwise, Butler was to choose and pay for the person to supervise. Adams said Broom was unavailable to supervise the visitation on March 30th, 2024, so Butler was required to arrange the supervision with one of her 3 approved individuals. Butler contacted Kelley of Hugoton, Kansas, and planned to have her supervise the visit. Butler told family members she was going to pick up her children from Adams at 10 o'clock at Four Corners. That's the intersection of Highway 95 and US 64 West, a location in Texas County, Oklahoma. Butler and Kelley left Hugoton, Kansas, and traveled to Highway 95 and Road L, about 5 miles north of Four Corners. Butler and Kelley arrived at that location at approximately 9:40. Butler planned to bring her daughter to a birthday party, but after they did not arrive, the family began looking for Butler. Melissa and Joey Padilla, who were Butler's family members, located Butler's abandoned vehicle just west of the intersection of Highway 95 and Road L. The Padillas then contacted law enforcement at 12:09. An examination of the vehicle and the area surrounding the vehicle found evidence of severe injury. Blood was found on the roadway and edge of the roadway. Butler's glasses was also found in the roadway south of the vehicle near a broken hammer. A pistol magazine was found inside Kelley's purse at the scene, but no pistol was found. Jillian's mom, because that was a question that was asked in one of the groups, and her mom did confirm that she was carrying that day.
That broken hammer part is so disturbing.
I'm wondering if that's what was used for, like, because they were saying that the glass was busted out of the car. I'm wondering if that's what they used. If they used it for something else,
or both.
True, or both. All right, so Adams told OSBI that on Friday night, March the 29th, 2024, Rickman and Butler's children stayed the night with Barrett and Lacey Cook. Adams says she planned to pick them up that morning before visitation. Adams says she called Butler at 9 o'clock to confirm the meeting, and Butler told Adams something came up and she was not going to make it. Butler's phone records confirmed that the call occurred. However, at the time of the call, Butler was in Hugoton, Kansas, in the process of picking Kelley up to go meet Adams. Adams stated that she was home at the time that Butler and Kelley would miss him. Adams picks the children up before 12 o'clock from the Cook's residence. So these Cook people, that's what I was talking about a second ago, that their daughter is married to Cole's son, Frank. OSBI interviewed Broom, and she said that she was available to supervise the visit that day, but Adams told her to take a couple of weeks off from the visitation.
Yep.
So
Been
it was
waiting to hear that.
Yeah, this is where the whole planning part of it came back. This has been planned, and it'll say this in here in just a minute. This has been planned for well over a month now. All right, so she told her to take off from the visitation so Adams could question the children related to how Butler's approved visitation supervisors work. Butler and Kelley's phone records indicated their devices were actively sending signals to their carriers until approximately 9:42, which was after which the devices were no longer seen by the networks and stopped transmitting. Neither phone were found at the scene or within the vehicle, and they are currently missing. No telling what they did with their phones.
Yeah.
Adams was the last known person to communicate with Butler and was scheduled to meet Butler and Kelley for visitation at 10 o'clock on March the 30th of 2024. Through the child custody case, recordings were obtained where Rickman discussed death threats by Adams and Adams' boyfriend, Tad Cullum. The custody battle began in February of 2019 with many hearings and court appearances. On March the 18th, 2024 and March 20th, 2024, motions were filed requesting extended visitation for Butler. A hearing was scheduled to occur on April the 17th, 2024, which is tomorrow. Kind of ironic that that was the day that Tiffany and Veronica were supposed to go to court for this custody issue, and now tomorrow Tiffany, Tad, Cole, and Cora are all in court for their initial court appearance for
Scarlett,
Veronica and Jillian's murder.
who is Rickman? I'm confused. Who's Rickman?
That's Adam's
That's the
son.
kid's dad.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Wrangler Rickman. That's the two kids' son.
Gotcha.
Two
Okay,
kids'
gotcha.
dad. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so Butler's attorney informed OSBI that Butler was likely to receive unsupervised visitation with her children at the hearing that was supposed to happen tomorrow. Like, she could have been seeing her babies without having to worry about this Cheryl lady with them or these three other supervised or authorized people that she had to bring if the Cheryl woman wasn't available. At times, Adam refused to let Rickman have his children, even though Rickman had legal custody of them. Law enforcement previously responded to a call for service where Adams refused to give Rickman his children. Reportedly, the officer told Rickman he believed that the children were better off in Adams' care. Rickman's grandmother, Debbie Knox Davis, reported that in mid to late February 2024, Rickman told her that they didn't have to worry about the custody battle much longer because Adam had it under control, that Adams knew the path that the judge walked to work, and we will take out Veronica at drop-off. Rickman was confirmed to be in a rehabilitation facility in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma at the time of the disappearance. The children remain in the custody of Adams, and Rickman denied having that conversation with Knox. Hey, Tina Marie. So, did Wrangler know what was going on? More than likely, yes. He probably had the conversation with his grandmother, and now that she's out of that conversation, he's going to deny it. But why didn't the grandma say something before this happened? On April the 1st, 2024, OSBI agents obtained a search warrant for Adams' cellular phone. OSBI agents performed an extraction on the device. Information gained from the device included web searches for taser pain level, gun shops, prepaid cellular phones, and how to get someone out of their house. So like I said, this was going on for a while. All right, Avery, if you need to come back up, just let me know and I'll drop the link. And I have lost Lady V, but I'll drop the link in a second. Oh, wait, there she goes back. All right, Lady V, you back?
Yeah, I'm back.
Okay.
I kicked myself when I read Avery's thing.
Okay, Avery says she had to drop down.
Yeah, Jaden's hurting. Poor baby.
Yeah. Okay, so the web searches was for taser pain level, gun shops, prepaid cellular phones, and how to get someone out of their house. This is all part of the planning. Hey, Liza. On April the 3rd, 2024, OSBI interviewed CW, aged 16 years. CW is the daughter of Cora Twombly and Kobe White. Cora is married to Cole, which is one of the four that got arrested. CW stated that she had overheard group conversations related to Butler not protecting her children from her brother, all in reference to an SA allegation. CW advised that she was told by Cora that Adams, Cora, Cole, and Paul Grice were involved in the deaths of Butler and Kelley. Paul Grice is the dude we were talking about a minute ago.
Yep.
Okay, Sally Mae, that nobody has seen. None of the locals have seen this guy. I haven't seen where they said how long it's been since they've seen him, but he hasn't been seen. He hasn't been heard from. Nobody knows where he's at. She stated that Adams had provided burner phones to use so that they could communicate without using their personal devices. CW saw 2 burner phones charging on Cora's nightstand in her bedroom.
Now she's the daughter of Cora, right? This is 15, 16-year-old.
Yeah, the 16-year-old is Cora's daughter, Cole's stepdaughter.
Right. Okay.
All right. CW described Cora, Cole, Adams, Cullum, Paul Grice as being parts of an anti-government group that had religious affiliation. Through OSBI investigation, it was learned that they called their group God's Misfits. Regular meetings are held weekly at the Twombly's and the home of Barrett and Lacey Cook, which once again, Barrett's daughter is married to Cole's son. CW was told on March the 29th, 2024, that Cora and Cole would not be home in the morning when she woke and were going to be on a mission. When CW awoke at approximately 10 o'clock, Cora and Cole were not home, but came home around 12 o'clock. CW knew that Cole and Cora took a blue and gray Chevrolet pickup owned by them and a blue flatbed pickup owned by Clint Twombly, which I believe Clint is Cole's brother. When they left and returned in the same vehicles, CW was told to clean the interior of the Chevrolet pickup. CW asked Cora what had happened and was told that things did not go as planned, but that they would not have to worry about her, meaning Butler, again. CW was told that Cora and Cole blocked the road to stop Butler and Kelley and divert them to where Adams, Cullum, and Grice were. CW asked about Kelley and why she had to die and was told by Cora that she wasn't innocent either, as she had supported Butler.
Oh my God.
And literally all Jilian was doing was going to help her friend out so she could see her kids.
On their birthday.
Yeah, that's all she was doing. All Veronica was doing was going to see her babies.
I have not heard one single good thing about this woman. Adams, I mean.
Okay, hold on one second. Gets me All right, so AK-47. I said that I would drop the link once I was done reading the PCA, but whatever. Okay, I'm sorry, Lady V. Say that again.
Um, I haven't heard one single good thing about Adams woman.
No, I mean there was people before they were arrested that was defending them and all this and that. And apparently, I forgot who it was. I saw there was somebody. Somebody had talked to one of Tad's family members. I think maybe a cousin. I'll have to see if I can find it. And they said that he would never hurt a female. Then why the hell is he sitting in jail on 5 different counts? 2 of them are first-degree murder.
Yeah.
Okay. CW asked Cora if their bodies were put in a well. Cora replied something like that. So this little 16-year-old girl, y'all, there's no telling what she's heard over the years,
Mm-mm.
especially with them being in this God's misfits or whatever they want to call
God's
themselves.
misfits. Yeah,
Yeah.
God's misfits.
I mean, there's no telling what she's heard, what they talk about. I mean,
Oh my Lord!
obviously,
If it's a sovereign citizen thing,
yeah, I
that
mean,
alone is going to be bad. Let alone this trial is going to be a fiasco. That's like Gerald Brooks.
well, just think though, if Cora was that comfortable telling her daughter all
Yeah.
this, then they would have been very comfortable with talking about anything in front of these
Anything.
kids.
Yeah. Anything. I agree.
Which makes me wonder what all did they talk about in front of Veronica's 2 babies?
Yeah. Hadn't thought about that. You're right.
There's no telling what those little kids, and they're only 6 and 8, so there's no telling what they
They're
heard.
very susceptible at that age. They also like hear everything. You
Oh, for
think they're not
sure.
paying attention, and they are.
They hear and see everything. Hold on just 1 second, Lady V. I gotta mute for just a second.
Okay. Hello, everybody in chat. I'm sorry I came in late. I didn't have time to say hello to each of you individually, but I love you all very, very much. How's everybody doing tonight?
Okay, I'm sorry, y'all. The troll was at the door telling me to check my phone. We have a mama cat that we thought had kittens. It's a stray. I'm kind of in summer situation right now. We didn't know where they were at, and he found them.
Oh, good.
So he took pictures for me, and I'll
Aw.
post them in Discord once I'm done here.
Send one to Cat's Meow. She's wanting one.
Okay. But yeah. Anyway, these little kids, 6 and 8 years old, they hear and see everything. Honestly.
They do. I mean, yeah, you think they're just ignoring everything and they're absorbing like a sponge.
Right. Hold on 1 second. Okay, I was responding to something in Discord real quick, a DM. Okay, let's see. Let me go down now. Okay, so she replied to something like that about, "Hey Elsie, about the uh possibly being in a whale. Hey, the ugly truckling, how are you?" Um,
Well,
so
in the ground and concrete would be
right,
pretty
and
logical to that.
so she must have heard them over, like, talking and planning this whole situation out.
Sounds like they weren't too worried about it at all.
No, they
They
probably didn't
might
think
have
that
did
she
it
was.
right in front of her.
Oh God, I would hope not.
I would hope not either, but I wouldn't put past them.
And
If they're
just
that
on that,
nonchalant about it.
yeah, just open. I mean, and just on said she'll probably have trust issues the rest of her life.
Oh,
Yeah,
definitely.
for sure.
Poor thing.
Elsie, I'm doing good. I hope you are as well.
Hello, Elsie.
Okay, so CW also disclosed that other attempts to murder Butler occurred during February of 2024 near Hugoton, Kansas, in which Adams, Cole,
Okay.
Cora, and Grice went to Hugoton, but Butler did not leave her residence.
I thought I remembered hearing that.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Before they even went there in February to try to do something to her, they were already planning this.
Mm-hmm. They already tried once too before
Yeah.
this.
So, okay, so it says this is consistent with the web search discovered on Adam's phone about how to get someone out of their house. According to Cora, the plan was to throw an anvil through Butler's windshield while driving, making it look like an accident because anvils regularly fall off of work vehicles. And if y'all don't know what that is, I did post a picture of one the other day in Discord. It's a big, funny shaped metal object thing that.
It's what they use for blacksmithing.
Yes. A lot of people have it on farms that they use. Iron workers use them. Basically, they use it to hammer stuff and,
Horses, feet,
yeah,
all kinds of things.
horseshoes. It helps. You can hammer metal and other stuff on them. You can use them to bend metal and all that. And Tiffany, now I mean, I could get them maybe falling off a truck if you hit a bump really bad, but they're very heavy.
I have never seen an anvil on this side of the road.
I have not either. I don't. It
I
must be
don't.
a common thing, or up there,
No.
or
That just doesn't make sense to
I mean,
me.
I would think that they're very expensive,
Yeah.
and I don't think that they're gonna hit a road if they fly off a truck and just fly up into somebody's windshield.
Of course, I mean, it depends on how heavy it is. If it was a smaller one or
Yeah,
something.
because they do have different sizes as well.
Yeah.
Okay, so while in Carrick, Texas, so this is where the 16-year-old went, I'm pretty sure, with her dad or other uh, family members. But while in Carrick, Texas, interviewing CW and her brother, Cora and Cole arrived and tried to get access to CW and her brother. Cora was verbally aggressive and was very upset with your affiant that she was not granted access to CW and her brother. Cole exited the vehicle armed with a handgun in a holster on his belt. I will say this as well. In this area, as is a lot of other places, it's not unusual for people to carry.
Oh, no, it's not at all, especially in the Midwest.
Yes, it's really not unusual. OSBI investigation showed that Adams searched for gun shops on her cellular phone. A search of local gun shops showed Adams buying 5 stun guns at the Big R store in Diamond, Oklahoma. The purchase was made on March the 23rd, 2024. Now, she bought 5. 4 has been arrested.
Yeah, that leaves
5th
one more.
That 5th one is going to be for this Geist dude who nobody knows where he's at.
Maybe there was an accident and he accidentally.
Well, see, that's where people are coming up with the, they're speculating about Jilian, was she able to get her firearm out? I mean, they did block the road and divert them down the road to where Tiffany and Tad was at. Maybe she saw that happen and she got it out. They didn't think that she would have something like that with her. A lot of people would think, hey, she's just a preacher's wife. She's not going to do anything like that. Maybe she got a shot off on this guy. Like I said, if she did and she hit him, he can't go to a hospital.
I wonder how many pulls of the red stuff there was. If there's one, maybe it's from him. And they were no, I don't know. I have no idea. I'm just saying, if it was only one big pool of blood or something, maybe she did get a shot off.
I think it was said there was 2. I think it was said that there was 2, and that after the police did what they needed to do, they covered it up so the media can get pictures of it. Okay. So OSBI investigation showed that Adams purchased 3 prepaid cellular phones from Walmart in Diamond, Oklahoma on February 13, 2024. The phones were identified by the phone numbers, and I'm just going to read the last 4 digits instead of having to read them off each time. One number was 5752, the other number was 9141, and the third one was 9085. Search warrants for information related to location services and phone usage were completed for each device. It was learned that all 3 phones were at the area where the Butler's car was located and the last known location of Butler and Kelley at the time of their disappearance. All 3 phones were powered on and accessed the cellular network for the first time at or near the Cullum's residence at different times prior to March 30th of 2024. On March 30th, phone numbers 9141 and 9085 before Butler and Kelley's disappearance were at a Cole and Cora's residence prior to going near the Cullum's residence. Butler and Kelley's disappearance at 10:05 and 10:16, phone numbers 9085 and 5752 were in the area at or near the Cullum's residence. After Butler and Kelley's disappearance on March 30th of 2024, between 10:16 and 10:35, it was determined that the phone numbers 5752 and 9085 were at a property owned by Jamie Beasley below a dam in the pasture where fresh dirt work was located by your affiant. Concrete was moved from the location near Beasley's residence approximately 150 to 200 yards below the dam, where it was discovered that a hole had been dug and filled back in and then covered with hay. The location where Butler and Kelley disappeared from and where Butler's vehicle was located is approximately 8.5 miles away from the location below the dam on Beasley's property, giving drive time from the location of where Butler's vehicle was located in Beasley's property well within the 34 minutes between the time of Butler and Kelley's phone stop and transmission and the prepaid numbers 5752 and 9085 arriving at the dam on the Beasley's property. All prepaid phones stopped transmitting
Oh,
on the morning.
excuse me.
Uh,
I'm sorry. I was talking muted again. So they turned off their phones, but they didn't turn off their own phones.
no, they never had. So the four that was arrested never had their personal phones. They just had
Right,
the
but they
burner phone.
had but they didn't turn those off. They just,
No, they kept those on.
yeah, because they figured they were safe.
Yeah. All right. So
That's
all prepaid
Thank
phones,
God for dumb
dumb
criminals.
criminals. Yeah, exactly. All prepaid phones stopped transmitting on the morning of March the 30th, 2024, at locations near the Twomberleys, a residence in the Beasley's property. All right, so this last little part right here, these last two um, paragraphs, is what is added extra onto TADS, where it is not on the other three PCAs. So Beasley advised that the dirt work was done with a skid steer by Cullum on March the 29th, 2024, and was possibly finished on March the 30th, 2024 in the morning hours. Beasley knew that Cullum left his skid steer on his property the night of March the 29th, 2024, and when he awoke on March the 30th at approximately 12 o'clock, the skid steer was gone. Cullum rents the pasture property owned by Beasley for cattle grazing and has access to it at any time. On March 28th or 29th, Cullum asked Beasley if he could cut down a tree, remove a stump, bury some concrete, do dirt work where the concrete pile was and below the dam. Adams was with Cullum at Beasley's property when that conversation was had. In a contact with Cullum, Irafant learned from Cullum that Adams is his significant other. Beasley agreed to allow Cullum to do the work. Cullum brought up the idea of doing the work to Beasley. On Sunday, March 31st, 2024, in the morning hours, Cullum was at Beasley's house and told Beasley that people were looking at him for the disappearance of Butler and Kelley. Cullum told Beasley that he didn't want the police or people to cause problems for Beasley and said that all the skid steer tracks on his property without a skid steer looked bad. Beasley said that if anyone asked, he would tell them that Cullum had done tree and dirt work for him. Now, I also do not know if this Beasley guy is part of this God's Misfits group or not.
I sure as hell wouldn't lie for him either.
No. Okay, and I don't know why this is dark. I don't know if it's just the way they took the picture or what, but it says, wherefore the affiant prays this court to issue a warrant for the arrest of the within named defendant, that he or she may be brought before a magistrate and held to answer for the offenses of murder in the first degree, kidnapping, and conspiracy. And that was done on the 12th day of April. I also do have, let me get this off the screen real quick. Let's see, hold on. Well, I guess I can just go ahead and read this one because it's the same thing. It just has Tad's name on it. But all of these are the same also. Okay. So this is for the warrant. This is all the charges once again. They each have the same charges. All four of them have 2 first-degree charges, 2 kidnapping charges, and then a conspiracy to commit murder in the first degree, deliberate intent. So each one of them have the same 5 charges. All right, so it says, I, George H. Leach III, the undersigned district attorney of said county, in the name and by the authority of the state of Oklahoma, give information that in said county of Texas and in the state of Oklahoma, Tad Burt Cullum did then and there unlawfully, willfully, knowingly, and wrongfully commit the crimes of murder in the first degree, deliberate intent, which is a felony, by aiding and abetting in the commission of the deliberate intentional taking away of the life of a human being on or about the 30th day of March 2024, and then there willfully, unlawfully, and feloniously without authority of law aid and abet in the death of Veronica Butler, who was lured to the location of Highway 95 and Road L in Texas County, Oklahoma, and certain mortal wounds were inflicted, and Veronica Butler did in fact die as a result of the wounds inflicted. This crime is punishable by death, imprisonment for life, or imprisonment for life without parole.
Does that sound like more than just a gunshot to you, or no? I'm just asking. I'm not.
No, because this says certain mortal wounds. Like it has an S
Yeah.
on it. Yeah, it's making it plural. Okay, so count 2 says the same exact thing. Well, almost the same exact thing. So I'm gonna go ahead and read this one as well because it's worded a little bit different. But this is also murder in the first degree, a deliberate intent, a felony by aiding and abetting in the commission of the deliberate intentional taking away of the life of a human being on or about the 30th day of March 2024, and then and there willfully, unlawfully, and feloniously without authority of law aid and abet in the death of Jilian Kelley, who was lured to the location of Highway 95 and Road L in Texas County, Oklahoma, and certain mortal wounds were inflicted, and Jilian Kelley did in fact die as a result of the wounds inflicted. This crime is punishable by death, imprisonment for life, or imprisonment for life without parole. Margaret, yes, they did. They dug the hole the day before. It was all planned out. They knew exactly what they were going to do. Tiffany Adams called Veronica that morning, made sure that she was on her way, but then turned around and used that same phone call to say that Veronica was letting her know that she wasn't going to be able to make it. And I have a theory about the whole car thing that I'm going to get into in a minute. Okay, so count 3, kidnapping, a felony on or about the 30th day of March 2024 by aiding and abetting the forcible seizure of Veronica Butler from Highway 95 and Road L, County of Texas, Oklahoma, and confining Veronica Butler in another vehicle and transferring said victim to another location without lawful authority, and with the intent to cause Veronica Butler to be confined or imprisoned against her will. This crime is punishable by imprisonment for not more than 20 years. Count 4 is the same thing, only this one is for Jilian Kelley. It has her name right here. It's the same exact charge as count 3, and it's not more than 20 years. I don't know why a felony kidnapping charge is no more than 20 years. You would think that it would be a lot more than that. All right. Count 5 is conspiracy to commit murder in the first degree, a deliberate intent, which is a felony, by conspiring and agreeing with Tiffany Adams, Cora, and Cole Twomberly to commit the crime of murder in the first degree, a felony, on or about or between the 13th day of February 2024 and the 30th day of March 2024 by arranging and planning the deliberate, intentional, and unlawful taking away of the life of Veronica Butler and or Jilian Kelley, and the defendant and or co-conspirators did purchase burner phones, stun guns, and travel to the area of Highway 95 and Road L, County of Texas, Oklahoma, in furtherance of this conspiracy. I think they should have each got 2 conspiracy charges.
Yeah, I do too.
I don't know why they gave them one for the both of them. I think they should have added that.
One for each, yeah.
Yep. This crime is punishable by imprisonment for not more than 10 years or a fine of not more than $5,000 or by both such fine and imprisonment. So you can get up to 10 years and a $5,000 fine just for conspiring to murder somebody. That was also done on the 12th day of April. That is, I don't know. I think that should also be more. Like I said, I think that they should both get Each one of them, all four have two conspiracy charges.
Right. I agree. Pile it on as much as you can.
Yeah. Okay. And that document that I just read is the same exact one for Tiffany, Cora, and Cole. They're all the same. Just the only thing that's different on each one of these is their address, their driver's license number, and their social security number and their date of birth. Everything as far as the information within the document is uh, it's all the same. Margaret, hold on, I just saw your comment. Let's see, also and amazing mods. Thank you for being here tonight and providing a safe place to meet and chat. This case has me so upset. Good to be here among friends to process everything. Margaret, you are very welcome and thank you for joining us tonight.
She's a sweetheart.
Let's see.
Hey,
So
Kelly.
all four get DP, or if one squealed and cut a deal, they could get 40 years approximately, and rest get DP. I give musical, honestly, I don't think they're gonna. I hope they don't. I'll say it that way. I hope they don't give them any of them a plea deal, whether they talk or not. I hope they don't. Hey, Kelly P, how are you? They all need the death penalty, in my opinion. And I know people have different opinions on that, and that's fine.
Well, you
But
know I agree with you.
I mean, they they tried to do this to Veronica in February, so therefore you know that they had to be planning this before that.
Mhm.
She didn't want Veronica to have the kids.
She didn't want anybody to have those
No, she
kids.
didn't even want her own son to have them. Like I
I don't
read to
think she
y'all.
didn't even want him to visit them, did she?
I don't know if it wasn't that she didn't want him to visit them. It was just more she wanted to have control and say in what went on with those kids.
Oh yeah,
And I get as a grandmother, and I don't have grandkids, but I can see where a grandmother's coming
I
from.
am.
Where,
I am.
and if, okay, so let me ask you, if one of your kids, if them and the mom was not together, and your child was an addict, and you knew that your child needed help, and your child had the custody of the kids, what would you do in that situation?
Honestly, I wouldn't let them see the kids till they straightened up.
Okay. With Tiffany, I showed y'all the screenshot where they were talking about that there was a conversation between Wrangler and Veronica about how his mom was, that he didn't have a problem with any of Veronica's supervisors, that that her three that she had, and that he basically just kind of like had to go along with what his mom said because she had threatened him
Yeah, I heard she at one point had threatened him with
to
his
murder
life
him.
if he
Yeah,
comes around. Yeah.
yeah.
I
I
mean,
mean, it's
I know a lot of grandmothers that are raising their grandchildren and will not let their kids come around them until they get their act together. They don't want these babies subjected to it. So that honestly I can see. If I'm being honest, I will give her that one. If I thought that the mother's brother was SAing the kids, I, I might feel the same way, but you fight it in court.
you don't take it like you don't
You
do
don't
the
don't go this far,
yeah. This
especially
was
on your granddaughter's birthday.
yeah.
What,
This
seventh, fifth birthday?
I
Was it
don't
fifth?
know if it was the granddaughter's birthday or if they were going to a birthday party and she was going to take the kids.
I don't know. It's always sounded to me like it was the little girl's
Like it was
birthday,
her birthday. Yeah.
but
Uh,
I could be wrong.
did you have burner films back
So
in
I mean, I'll be
February?
honest. As much as it like irks me to say it, I can see her point on that. I really can.
She just went about it. I can get a grandmother wanting to protect her grandkids, but this here,
This is going way too far.
this is way too
You
far.
fight it in the court.
Okay, Margaret, hold on just one second. I'm going back through the PCA now to see when it was that it said that they had bought the burner phones. I know it was in February, I believe it was,
Yeah.
or maybe, or was it in March?
She does look like an addict, doesn't she?
I mean, this has been going on since February of 2019. This custody.
This is just ridiculous.
I mean, these babies have been drugged through this since then.
Now, Margaret said Wrangler later admitted to lying about Veronica's brother because Granny threatened him. I could see that happening too. It sounds like he's scared to death of his mom. Maybe that's why he needs rehab.
Okay. Now, I know it says in here, I literally just read it. I want to say they were bought in February. Okay. February 13th is when it says OSBI investigation showed that Adams purchased 3 prepaid cellular phones from Walmart in Guyman, Oklahoma on February 13th of 2024.
Poor Walmart.
All right. And
They're always involved.
Let's see. Hold on. When was it that they went? Okay, so whenever they went to Kansas to try to do this to Veronica in February, it didn't give a date of when they tried to do that. Wow. Yeah, Tiffany is just.
Could you imagine growing up with that woman as your mother?
Oh God,
oh, Lordy.
That could be the reason why he's
exactly
an addict. Let's see. If Wrangler knew there was a plan months ago, couldn't he be charged with conspiracy also?
He might not have known if he can't be around the kids.
I think he can be around them. I don't think she would let him have them.
Okay.
I think that's how it was. Or that's the way I understood it. Like, she wouldn't let him have them. I think there was a couple of times that she had canceled visitation with Veronica for whatever reason. Okay, welcome back, Betty Jo. What was I about to say? Oh, the conspiracy thing. If they can prove that he knew about it, and if they can prove that this conversation that he had with his grandmother and about the judge and how his mama had everything handled, that she knew the path that the judge walked to work. I mean, that's like some real stalker stuff right there. Like, you pay attention to where the judge, his path that he walks from going to work. If you're stalking the judge to find that out, what are you going to do? Are you going to go threaten him? Are you going to try to pay him off? Are you going to do something like what you did to Veronica and Jilian?
Right.
To the judge. And then him saying that they're not going to have to worry about Veronica because they're going to take her out at the drop-off.
If
that
he knows
makes
that, he could.
I mean, that makes it sound like that he knew what was going on. Let me go. Hold on. Let's go back to it again. Because I want to see when that was that the grandma said that she had that conversation. Where did that go? Hold on just 1 second. Okay, so Rickman's grandmother, Debbie Knox Davis, reported that in mid to late February 2024, Rickman told her that they didn't have to worry about the custody battle much longer because Adams had it under control, that Adams knew the path that the judge walked to work, and we will take out Veronica at drop off. So he didn't go into rehab until I think it was March 22nd. He was part of the planning too. Okay,
Sure
so
sounds like it.
wait, Margaret says just FYI, Wrangler's grandmother Debbie Knox had been trying to help Veronica get. Margaret, I had heard that too. Well, I had heard that his grandmother had been helping her or trying to help her, but I didn't know. I never seen the grandma's name, but I had heard that. So he told his grandma that he knew what was going on. More than likely, he was in trouble. They come out with this elaborate idea that he goes into rehab. It becomes a because you sometimes you can go to a court whenever you get in trouble and say, "Hey, I have a problem. I need
Right.
help. I need help getting into a place,"
Right.
and they will do a court order instead of sending you to jail.
Right.
They could have very easily done that with Wrangler.
Yeah, they could have.
Got it a court order. He's out of the picture. He's not going to get in trouble for this because he's in rehab. But then it comes out by the 16-year-old daughter of Cora that they tried to do this back in February. So you can't
It
make me
sure
think that,
sounds like he knows.
yeah, for sure. Like he knew, maybe he didn't know this plan. Well, no, he had to have known the plan
No,
because he said that they were
he
going to
said
take
he
her
did
down
it.
at the
The drop off.
at the drop off. So he knew the whole thing. He knew what was
He
going to
knew.
happen.
I agree. It sounds like he knew.
Now the car thing. We were talking the other night about it didn't make sense why they would leave the car there. Apparently, this hole that was dug was 10 foot deep.
Holy moly! So they were going to bury the car, you think?
That's what some people were saying. Now there was a little bit of a
That's
debate saying that a 10-foot hole will not cover a car up. She had a small SUV. Okay. A lot of
yeah, it would.
houses, yeah, it would because a lot of houses, their ceilings, like somebody said, are
My
8 feet tall.
basement, yeah, my basement is 8 feet tall.
So just think 10 feet is,
It would have
yeah,
covered it.
yeah. Now, it was said that it was 10 feet deep, but it was never said how big around the hole was. Uh, so a lot of people
I
are
mean,
taking,
that's deep enough to like, yeah, bury the car and a couple of people if
yeah,
it's
with
wide
them
enough.
in it. Um, because this was like a whole debate on Facebook. And, it didn't make sense. If you thought you were going to get away with it, why wouldn't you do something with the car also? If there's no car and there's no bodies, then Tiffany Adams could have went back and told the court, hey, look, we
They
were
never showed
supposed to,
up.
they
Yeah.
never showed up. We had these visitation things done. She told me she was coming. She didn't show up. I don't know where she's at. She left the kids. Nobody's seen or heard from her. And then it gives Tiffany the full custody of the kids. More than
Right.
likely, that's probably what their plan was. And then they get
Mhm.
rid of the bodies and they get rid of the car.
I didn't realize it was 10 feet, but that's a really good theory.
I think, and this is what a lot of other people are thinking, with this Paul guy that they're claiming that they don't know where he's at and all this and that, and Cora telling her daughter things didn't go as planned. Jillian's gun is missing. They found the clip in her purse, but her gun is missing, and their phones are missing. She drew on them to try to, and I'm trying to watch what I say on YouTube regarding the firearm, but she
Right.
drew on them in order to try to protect herself and Veronica, because
Yeah.
you know that
You
when
could
they
see, yeah, I would see that. But I mean, I'm sure she knew how dangerous this group was too.
true, because this has been going on for years now. But you know that whenever they blocked the road, whenever Cole and Cora blocked the road and they had to turn at the intersection of Road L and Highway 95, they knew what was up because that was not where they were supposed to turn. And when they
Right.
could not continue going straight and they had to turn because the road was blocked, a normal person who's carrying is going to know right then and there
Yep.
something is up, something's about to go down. I'm getting my protection out.
Absolutely.
They probably did not, and this is just my opinion of what possibly could have happened. I'm not saying this is facts, it's just me and my theory. Uh, she gets her protection out. She's going to try to her best to protect her and Veronica. They probably were not expecting her to be carrying. They get down to where the car was found, and maybe that's what Cora meant by it. Things didn't go as planned. She fired her firearm, and maybe this guy got hit. That's why he's missing or nowhere to be found. I don't really want to say the word missing because I don't think he's even been reported missing, but he's nowhere to be found. They both become deceased. It all happened probably very quickly, but it's also out in the open. And if you're coming down 95, you can probably see across the fields coming down the road and see what is going on out there where the car was at. And they probably just had to hurry up and get the bodies out of there, away from there. They would have had no time to get the car. But I think that was probably the plan. Take the car somewhere else, get rid of all of it. It makes it look like she didn't show up for the babies.
Right.
Court sees that.
So
Tiffany
she
says, hey, she,
abandoned them, so to
yeah.
speak.
So Tiffany would have got
Yeah.
the babies. She would have got custody of them. And if they wouldn't have talked about it in front of the 16-year-old daughter, which I'm glad that they did. And I hate the fact that she had to tell that on her mom, but she did the right thing.
Yeah.
And
They
it's
probably
sad.
would have gotten away with it.
Yeah, they probably would have. It's just sad, though, that a 16-year-old girl had to do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, because
Yeah.
it never should have came down to that. It was pointless and it was senseless.
It's a lot of weight for a teenage girl to
Oh, yeah.
carry.
And I don't know how old her brother is. Uh,
So now
but
their mom and dad are
yeah.
gone.
So
Well, their mom.
yeah, they're more than likely they're probably with their dad or some other family member. But I said earlier that this made 6 kids not
Mm.
have a mom now.
Yeah.
Well, Cora's kids don't have her now.
Right.
Cole has kids, even though they're older. His son Frank, I believe I've seen that him and his wife have a baby, so he has a grandkid. All because you're affiliated with this person who is in your little God's Misfit group, who was too controlling and arrogant and bossy and everything else that you want to mix up in the evilness of Tiffany Adams. And she wanted to be selfish and was only thinking about her own self and not the kids. Did she
Right.
really think that she was going to get away with this? And that
I think she thinks I think she did,
I mean, just
honestly.
the smirk on Cole's face in his mugshot,
Yeah,
like
that
it's
bothers
just,
me.
he's got the little smirk on his face, and you got Cora in her mugshot where she looks pissed. Uh, like I can't believe it's kind of like I don't know if she's pissed at Tiffany for getting her into it, or she's pissed because the police came out and arrested them. I kind
Yeah.
of see it both ways, but it's just the fact that, like, did they really think they were going to get away with it? I mean, seriously. These Veronica and Jillian's family knew where they were going. They knew that the route that they were going to be taking to get down there. They knew about what time it would take them or what time they would be arriving down there and what time they should be making it back to the party. They should have known that people were going to come looking for them. I mean, she's coming to pick her kids up from you. I just don't see where they thought that they were going to get away with it.
I don't either. I really don't, unless they thought, that that group would protect them somehow.
And I heard that that's where Tiffany was hiding at, was at Cole and Cora's house.
Yeah, I heard that too.
I don't know if that's the truth because I don't. I know that three of them were arrested in Cimarron County and one was arrested in Texas County, but it never said who was arrested where. I don't know. It's sad. It didn't just, you didn't just take two lives away. You hurt a number of kids in the process, including your own grandkids. All because,
And a whole lot of adults too.
yes,
I mean,
but all because, I mean, I just, I can't wrap my head around how she thought she was going to get away with it. And that did she think she was going to get away with it and she was going to get the kids and she was going to raise them up and just let them
everything's gonna be
believe,
hunky dory.
yeah, and that the kids were always going to believe that their mother just disappeared and didn't want
That's
them.
equally as horrible for a child. Yeah, my mom didn't want me. She didn't even show up.
I mean, that's not helping them. If you're going to do this to the mother and make the kids believe that she just left them and never
That's
showed back up.
cold-blooded too.
So either way, she never had the kids' best interests at hand. She was only thinking about herself. And now this whole God's misfit thing is out, and there was people before they were even arrested. They were talking. There were some locals were talking about a cult group up in that area, and other people were denying it and saying, "Oh, y'all were just saying that," and all this and that. And I come to find out it was true. There was a cult group in the area.
Yep, absolutely. I mean, even JLR this morning, I watched him before I went to work. Even he was saying that he was too afraid to go down there.
Yeah,
He's like,
like I said,
people are scary, man.
it's not unusual for people to carry,
Oh, no,
uh,
not at all.
out there. That's not unusual. Uh, but damn, it's
What's MER?
huh?
Mirror? Well, in chat, Ugly Chuckling said, Meef is bad, and Liza said, Mirror is very bad. I
I
don't know
don't
what
know.
that means.
Don't. I don't know what that is. I think Cora's daughter should be in protective custody. Just Amber, I was thinking about that earlier.
Mm-hmm.
If she's with her dad or with other family members, okay, that's good. She's out of that area. If because it said in the PCA she was in Texas when they interviewed her. But what about the rest of this group? Now this group, the name of this group has been put out there. It's been put out that they have weekly meetings. Uh, 4 of their members have been arrested. It
Did
has.
you ever hear how many members they had?
I haven't heard like an actual number, but allegedly there's some members of this group in that area that are very nervous right now.
I bet.
I don't know if they knew about it, if
I mean,
they,
it could turn into a Waco or anything at
yeah.
this point.
Uh, I don't know if they knew about it, if it was discussed in front of them, if they helped plan it, uh, if there's other things that has happened in the past that could get the group brought down, like illegal stuff. Um, I don't know.
Okay. They're talking about rugs.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry, I'm tired. That even
No.
took me a minute. I'm like, what? Rugs.
So I don't know. That's just what some of the locals are saying, is that a lot of the members in the area are
Yeah,
nervous.
I think the daughter should be in protective custody.
Yeah, because
Absolutely.
I mean, she knows all the
Probably
people.
for the rest of her life, to be honest with you.
She knows all these people. They all know her.
Mhm.
It was said that Cole was called the preacher, and I even looked at his Facebook, and he has a lot of stuff, where he's talking about God and this and that. Uh, the meetings were held. I think it didn't it say at their house
The
and
Tumleys and the Cooks.
in the
No.
Cooks. Yeah,
Yeah, I
that was
think
it.
it's the
It was,
Cooks.
yeah, at both of their houses. Well, his son is married to the Cook's daughter. The Cook guy, the Barrett Cook guy, is the one they are claiming they called the butcher, and people were trying to find out like what kind of butcher he was. Um, so it's just it's a bunch of it's a big cluster. Y'all know what, of a group up there, and that little girl, even though she's away from it, could still be in danger
Yeah,
because these
for the rest of
people.
her life.
Yeah, because it has who her dad is in the PCA. They know what she looks like. She knows who they are. What's to say that they're not going to come after her for telling what she heard? Because all she did was told the truth. Liza Cooks is her last name. So it was Barrett and Lacey Cook is who the grandmother, this Tiffany lady, she let the kids stay at Barrett and Lacey Cook's house that Friday night. And I'm pretty sure they knew what was going on. Hey, Linda G. Uh, they probably knew what was going on and why she brought the kids over there to let them spend the night, because they would have known about the visitation, and that the visitation is every Saturday. So if I know that Lady V has her grandkids, and those grandkids have visitation every Saturday, and she comes to me and is like, "Hey, can the kids stay with you Friday night, and I'll pick them up Saturday?" I'm gonna be wondering, why are you bringing them to me Friday night if they're going to see their parents
Yeah, go to a birthday
Saturday?
party or
Yeah.
whatever. Yeah.
I thought they were. Oh no, Liza, that's their last name. But I get what you're saying, though, Liza, because
It is
it's
confusing.
confusing. Because whenever I read that Cole's son Frank was married to Barrett's daughter, I was like, wait a minute, Lacey's not his daughter. This How is Lacey married to Frank when Frank's wife is named something else? And it wasn't dawning on me that Lacey was Barrett's wife. Like it's how confusing all of these people are, and the how intertwined they are with each other. Like I put in Discord earlier, it's like a big orgy of people. What is that
It
noise?
is. Oh, I'm sorry. That was me. I thought I was
Oh,
muted.
okay.
Um, I was going to say that, these sovereign citizens, they think that they're above the law, every law.
Hold
They
on
make
one
their
second,
own.
Evie. Hold on one second.
Yeah, I got caught, Sally. Yep, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I thought I was muted. I've been muting and unmuting and muting.
Okay, I'm sorry. I had to hand hold something else.
You're good. They're
uh,
just they're just laughing at me.
yeah, Gina with 2 N said, I can hear Lady V using the drill on her nails. It didn't even dawn on me that's what it was.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I've been muting and unmuting and muting. Got lost.
Because it kind of sounded like a mosquito. You know how mosquitoes get in your ear and
Yeah,
fly around?
no.
That's kind of what it sounded like.
Especially if you have headphones on. I'm very sorry.
Yeah, no, you're good.
I try to
Uh,
be really careful, but I can't just do one thing.
no, I get.
I
I get
actually
what you're saying.
comprehend a whole lot more if I'm doing something else.
Sally Mae, what do
I
you
blew
mean?
my nose.
Oh Lord,
I don't think so.
Sally, what do you mean? Who is missing? Let's see. They should be called the Devil's Misfits. Just Amber,
Yeah,
I agree.
I totally agree.
Oh, the man. Okay, so Sally made the man right now, and this is I'm just going by what the locals are saying. That this Paul Grice guy, which is who the 16-year-old that told law enforcement all of this, that he had something to do with the murders as well as her mom, stepdad, Tiffany, and Tiffany's boyfriend. Uh, Nobody knows where he's at. The locals have not seen him. Nobody's heard from him. They have no idea where he's at. Now, I don't think he's just actually missing because it seems like there would have been somebody who would have reported him missing unless something fatally happened to him and it was among the group that knows.
You
Hey,
know, you
Michelle.
you could aw, I'm glad I inspired you. I'm going to be doing a video here pretty soon too. Um shit. I forgot what I was going to say. What were we talking about? I'm sorry, I am
The
really
the
tired.
Paul Grice dude.
Yeah, okay. I wonder if maybe it might have been a scenario like they got there and maybe he couldn't go through with it, so maybe they unalived him too.
Could have been. I mean, there was a reason why she bought 5 tasers
Yeah.
and only
But I
four.
mean, yeah, I mean, but I
It's
mean, he could have gone and then at the last minute said, I can't do this.
yeah.
I'm out of here.
I think that's going to come down to a point of either he's going to eventually be found and get arrested, or it's going to be put out that he is a wanted person and he's never going to be found. I think one of the two.
Yeah.
Um, I wonder what Scarlett. Oh no, Sally Mae! I said like all of these people that are involved in this and how they're intertwined. I said it's like one big orgy of the misfit, God's misfits, like this cults or whatever. How they're all like kin to each other, but they're and just all of that all tied up
Sally, you're hilarious.
into this one crime, and there's no telling how many other crimes these people have done because Cora tells her daughter that they're not going to be home the next morning, her and Cole, because they're going on a mission, and they put mission in quotes. Like, how many other missions have they went on, and what type of missions have they done? And apparently, this girl knew exactly what was going to happen because she wanted to know why Jillian. Why did she have to die? So this girl already knew that they were going after Veronica. I mean, that's
I would say this girl is very brave, to be honest with you, to have the well, at least she's an honest person, but to have the guts to actually come out and speak against your family like that in a group like that, that has to be scary.
right. Michelle, not that I know of. I just know that the locals have said that nobody has seen him. Now, I don't know if they mean him, wife, and kids, or if it's just him or what, but more than likely, he is also part of this group. I'm pretty sure his wife is too, and it may be just kept between them. Somebody in the group may have him somewhere. I have a feeling that something bad happened to him during all this situation, and he will eventually get arrested. And the cops are putting it out that more than likely there's not going to be any more arrests made. But we also saw that in Savannah Soto's case after the dad and the son were arrested, and then not long after that, the mom got arrested. So they could be just saying that to make him feel Like, okay, they got them for, they're not coming after me and all this and that.
Right. Yeah, because law enforcement can lie to you. They're allowed
Right.
to.
Yeah. I hate it when I fall asleep and miss the whole dang live. Sarah Beth, we've only been live an hour and a half. Uh, just Amber though. Just think though, she probably knew that it was gonna happen to Veronica. Probably didn't know it would happen to Jillian, but she was probably scared. Or it might have just been a fact that when it happened, she knew that she may get interviewed and she would tell it at that point. Michelle, yeah, maybe they're just saying that, they're not looking for any more arrests, just so he'll let his guard down and slip up, and they'll catch him at that point. Because I mean, he was named two different times, I believe it was in this as
I'm sorry, my hubby was talking to me. Who are we talking about?
oh
That Grice or Grease or whatever?
yeah, because Michelle said to let his guard down. I was saying, yeah, that maybe that's why police are saying that they're not looking
Yeah.
for any more arrests. To let him feel comfortable, let his guard down. He'll slip up, and then they'll come in and arrest him because he was mentioned. I believe it was twice, maybe three times in the PCA
Yeah, I
that he
remember
was
at least
involved in it.
twice. Yeah.
I mean, why? If it was just in four, why? What do you need five tasers for? And it seems like if they had planned on taking the two women alive from the car, then you've got the fifth person to drive their car. You see what I'm saying? You got two people with one woman, you got two people with the other
Right.
victim, and then you got one person to drive the vehicle.
Maybe that's why they had to leave the car where it was. Because something
True.
happened to him.
I think something happened, and that's what Cora meant by it didn't
Yeah,
go as
I do
planned.
too.
I think
I
there's
do. I
more
really do
to
too.
it than what they're just putting in this PCA because it didn't go as planned could mean a whole wide range of things.
Sarah Beth said, now you have to stay on even longer so I can get my hour and a half back. Sorry, I didn't make the rules.
Well, I'm actually going to be on here for probably, and the only reason why I'm going not as long tonight is because I have to get up at 6 o'clock in the morning. But I didn't want to miss another night of a live because I didn't get to go live last night
Right.
when all this stuff came out yesterday and all that. So I wanted to go make sure that I went live tonight. Uh, I gotta get sleep tonight.
Yeah, no, I get it.
It's my aunt's got two doctor's appointments
Do
tomorrow.
do
It
you mind, like, is it something you can tell us what it is? Is it serious or
what my aunt?
yeah.
No, it's just for her back.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she's just got because she may have to have surgery, and she's going to go see two different doctors about surgeons.
As
And
much as you've been to the doctors, I just kind of wondered if it was serious.
no, it's for her bulging disc in her back,
Mm.
and she's 72 years old,
Oh man.
and so she doesn't like driving in town and all that. So I always take her. She's literally 72, but you would think she was like my age.
Oh, I believe it.
She's just
People
super
that
fun.
age, they like those guys
She's
keep ticking, man. They just keep going and going and going.
she's just a blast to go hang out with. I love taking her.
Sally Mae's calling out everybody that's tardy.
Everybody's tardy, aren't they, Sally Mae? You need to
King,
start handing out them tardy slips.
King is asleep. Everybody else is tardy.
Yeah, King Scarlet was in here earlier.
Baker's kidnapped.
Yeah, I
Well,
seen him.
Vapor's probably kidnapped by, yeah.
Yeah, he was in here earlier. I haven't. Did Summer come in here earlier? No, I haven't seen Summer or KK. Avery, I don't know if Avery's asleep, but her son, uh, he's not feeling good right now, so that's the reason why she had to drop down.
I think, oh, maybe that was in the other chat.
She was such an usual. was
Tiff is like, I'm lurking. Hello, Tiff.
Tiff. How are you? Okay. So she has like. Yeah, I'm trying to get caught up and make sure I haven't missed any comments when I was talking. I get a bad habit of not paying attention to the chat while I'm talking. Okay, so
Well, it's
Paul.
easy to do.
Yeah, usually I'm on top of the chat though, but
Usually you're on top of everything.
um, Paul Grice was listed in PCA as being a part of February attack plan. Why is he not charged yet? Absolutely full. He has 2 or 3 beautiful children. Okay, so that is true. Who was it that put that in there, Lord? I didn't
Who said
forgot who.
that?
Margaret. I'm sorry. Okay, so yes, he was part. It was in the PCA that he was part of the February plan when they went to Kansas to do that to Veronica. Then he was also there whenever Veronica and Jillian were hurt or unalived. So yeah, so that would have been the 2 times. I don't think there was a third time that he was mentioned in there, but I could be wrong. Let's see.
I think I only remember twice. I know I listened to Grizzly read it earlier today.
Oh, shit, I was trying to. My little search thing isn't working on here, so I could see if it would pull up how many times he was mentioned. But I know that at least 2 times.
Yeah. Scarlett, yeah. 2 times. Only 2 times, Margaret said.
Okay.
That's
I'm
all I remembered.
Okay, so yeah, CW was advised that she was told by Cora that Adams, Cullum, Cora, Cole, and Paul were involved in the deaths of Butler and Kelley. So he was there. He was involved in the deaths. He was involved in the planning of it. So yeah, I mean, like I said, maybe it's just a matter of the police locating him at this point.
Sarah Beth says, man, I wish we allowed cameras here in court in Oklahoma so we could see their arraignment. You mean if they have a trial there, we're not going to be able to watch it?
Well, Brian Inton. Okay, so to begin with, Nancy Lou was there. She was there when the arrest happened and all that. She had to go back to California, so when she left, Brian Inton went to Oklahoma. So he is currently there now. So more than likely, he will be in the courtroom tomorrow if he can get in there to let us know what is going on. So if y'all don't follow him on Twitter, make sure to follow him. I will try my best while I'm in town tomorrow because there's an appointment at 11 and then one at 1:15. Their court, well, wait, no, their court is, oh, it's at 9:30, so I'll already be gone. I'll try my best to keep up with what all Brian Inton has said about it tomorrow. And also, more than likely, when this does go to trial, it's not going to be held in Texas County. One,
Oh, yeah, I don't think so because
it's not very
we
populated.
technically do allow cameras, but it's up to judge discretion. It's very rare that they allow them.
Well, maybe for this one, since it got so
Such a
much
big deal, yeah.
attention, maybe they will allow it for all 4 of them, whether it's all 4 tried at the same time or it's 4 different trials. I just do not think it'll be in Texas County. I think that it's going to be moved to Tulsa or Oklahoma City because Cimarron County It's not. I don't think it's very populated. Just like Texas County isn't very populated. And how are you going to find a jury for 4 different people if they do it that way that don't know these people or is not a part of that group, uh, the misfit group?
Right.
So more than likely it'll end up getting moved. I swear if they go to Oklahoma City, I will let you enter all every day. Well, Sarah Beth, you do that, we'll have our own private insider in the courts. Because Oklahoma City it's bigger than Tulsa, right?
Mm. I don't know. They're both pretty large. Either one of them could have it. Oklahoma's closer. Oklahoma City.
City. So I'm thinking that's probably where it'll.
I'm thinking that might be where it ends up being too.
I just don't see for it. Well, as of right now, for 4 suspects, there could be a 5th one, or hell, there could be more if they keep going into this because it still is an open investigation. Hey, Max, how are you? Uh, that they could find out more people were helping to plan this.
They could. Hey guys, we got 52 in chat and only 44 likes from what I see. Can we hit that like button, please?
Okay, so Oklahoma City is the biggest town in Oklahoma, then Tulsa. Okay.
Yeah, I was thinking that was right, but I'm always leery to say if I'm not sure.
I don't know. I think that's what's going to end up happening. I don't think any of them are going to. I mean, they could possibly offer them a plea deal just to get them to talk to see if there's any other people involved in it or maybe past crimes. I just don't know if they're going. I don't think it's going to be Tiffany that's going to talk. Now, she might have admitted, and I don't see a reason that Jillian's mom would have to lie. And I believe it when she says that the grandmother confessed to it. But that just could have been, she was the first one to be arrested. She goes in and says, yes, I did it. Thinking maybe she's going to get a lesser punishment. But I don't think she's going to get out. If she doesn't get the DP, I think it's going to be life.
Thank you, sweet Melissa. She liked from both accounts.
Sweet Melissa, thank you. Liza, thank you. And Liza says she forgot. There's 48 likes. Yeah, I see 51 now. But mine only updates in my studio, I think, once a minute. So I have to wait for it to update before I can see anything. Okay. I want to pull this up. About Brian Itten when he talked to the judge.
No, Max, it was 4 people who did it. I see, yeah, 52. And there's 57 in chat, so can we get 5 more, please? Please.
Okay. All right. So Brian Itten posted 7 hours ago. I spoke with a municipal judge, Vincent Forbes. He knew Tad Cullum, one of the suspects accused of the murdering of the Kansas moms. He was at Tad's house when the raid happened. Asked him about God's Misfits, the anti-government group suspect that the suspects were in, and then he said there'll be more on News Nation. What does this up here say? Now I'm fixing to play the video. Oh, wow. And then he said, so 3 hours ago, Brian Itten posted with that comment. Oh, let me just pull it up. That way y'all see what I'm talking about here. Okay, so right here. Let me see if I can zoom in a little bit. Okay, so this is a video. I'm about to play it, but so 3 hours ago he posts, Judge Forbes tells me that after he did this interview with me, the mayor asked for his resignation and he resigned. Keep in mind the municipal judge has nothing to do professionally in this role as a judge with the Kansas mom's case and did not talk about anything work related. Hey Shishi. So because this man got up here and did an interview with Brian Enton, the mayor asked him to resign. How crazy is that?
Well, they definitely don't want leaks. Hi, Shishi.
Nope.
I'm not lurking.
All right, let me get this off and then let me check this real quick and then I'm gonna pull the video up. Okay, that was a response.
You guys always accusing me of lurking. I'm right here in plain sight. Uh-oh.
Okay, let me get this pulled up real quick. There's actually two videos that Brian didn't put on here today. Well, wait, let me go to News Nation and just see if he put the whole thing in there. That would probably be better so we can hear the whole thing. I'm gonna have to quit watching all the drama going on YouTube because it makes me I forget my stuff that I'm wanting to do for the night. Okay, here's the whole interview. Give me a second, y'all. I'm just gonna pull it up. Okay. All right, y'all. Let me know if y'all cannot hear this. Wait, Hope Ryan has a bodyguard. Tiny towns in the middle of nowhere are difficult. Liza, I hope he's safe and he's not like going out into that area trying to talk to people out there because he may not know if they're part of this group. It'd be very dangerous.
Who was it?
Eliza said that she hopes Brian has a bodyguard. Tiny towns in the middle of nowhere are difficult,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
especially this
Especially
area.
this.
All right, y'all. Let me know if y'all cannot hear it.
Questions, and he's live with me now. So, Brian, take me to that property. Tell me everything you know about the land, the landowner, and what you were able to see.
Yeah, first of all, actually, bear with me with the weather because it's been crazy here on the Oklahoma-Kansas line. We had a wind advisory today. There was a tornado last night, and now there's another big storm moving in. So it's going to get a little wet, but I want to get to all of our points. Yes, I went to the house and the area where the bodies were discovered. It's about 8.5 miles or so from where the mom's car was left in a very rural area. It is a piece of land that Tad was leasing out from an owner there. And there was a barn there. The bodies were discovered near a dam. There was some digging, and that's when they found them. The owner I met with, he was crying when he was telling me the story. Totally shocked by all of this. Can't believe it. Can't believe this happened on his land. Was shocked when the police showed up and started digging. But that is where those women were found, Ashley.
Okay, so now tell me, there's so much I want you to unload here, but you also got an interview today with Tad Cullum's business partner, who happens to be a municipal judge, who was coincidentally there at Tad's house while Tad's house was being raided. And then there's been a big twist tonight. Tell me everything that's happened.
There is, and I'm going to get to the twist in a second because this is really crazy and goes back to the point that people here are very scared to talk. But yes, we talked to the municipal judge here, happened to be walking by, got in the car with me and chatted. He is a good friend of Tad. He is a business associate. They were working together. He was at Tad's house when the SWAT team showed up. You remember Nancy Lou had that crazy video. The SWAT team showed up and he was there. He had a gun pointed at his face, he says. And he also knows a little bit about this group, the God's Misfits, the religious cult group. I asked the judge about it. Listen to what he told me, Ashley.
When's the last time you saw Tad?
I was there when they raided it.
You were there.
Tad and I have been working together the last month in a business, and I was down there when it was raided.
What was that like?
Being with a military past in Vietnam, it brought back some really bad memories. Looking down the barrel of those rifles, it was very hard for me. It brought back a lot of memories, a lot of bad things.
Did you ever get a bad vibe from Tad?
No. Tad was one of the nicest, funniest. I seen him almost on a daily basis this last month. We were working together. I couldn't even believe he was involved in it.
What about Tiffany?
I didn't see her a lot. I've known her for years. Always thought she was just a little bit out in left field. But again, just never believed that they would do this kind of thing.
According to the affidavit, they were involved in this group, God's Misfits.
Yes.
What do you know about that?
Never even heard of it until this come up. Knew zero, nothing about it.
And what have you learned?
To me, and what I've heard, and I can't say this for fact, what I've heard, it's kind of like a cult. A lot of cults use God as their background to justify what they're doing. To me, that's what it sounds like.
Are they anti-government?
Very, very anti-government.
Okay, so in a very strange twist, Ashley, I just was notified that judge was forced to resign after doing that interview with me this afternoon. The mayor, he was appointed by the mayor, and the mayor basically said, "I'm not happy you did the interview," and talked about any of this, and said, you know, we want your resignation, and he had to submit a letter of resignation. Keep in mind, he didn't talk at all about, you know, anything in a professional sense. He's just a municipal judge. He has nothing to do with the case at all. Just goes back to like why people are not wanting to talk around here, how powerful these suspects are, and now this judge is out of a job just for telling us that story this afternoon.
And again, that story has absolutely nothing to do with the murder or the evidence or anything, just the experience of what the arrest was. It's astounding. And I'm sorry, Brian, you're getting pelted with rain. I can't let you go, though. Did this judge know anything about Paul Grice, that fifth man that we are mystified about? Does he know him? Does he know why he wasn't arrested? Any info?
No, he knew absolutely nothing about him, which is interesting because he knows pretty much everybody in town. Everybody we've asked for the most part doesn't know much about him. I mean, you touched on it earlier, though. He was also, according to authorities, part of God's Misfits, the group. He was apparently involved in this plot to kill Veronica back earlier this year. So we know that from the affidavit, but we're not really having an easy time getting other information on him and why he wasn't arrested. You know, is he perhaps now cooperating with the investigation? We haven't been able to nail that down at this point.
Thank you for watching. Go.
Well, it makes a lot more sense. He should have had to recuse himself anyway. I mean, he knows them.
Right. Sally, are you talking about the guy that was just talking to Brian Enton? Is that who you were asking who that was? Streets. Yeah, maybe he didn't want to speak on the group God's Misfits. I don't believe that he just heard about them when this come out. He's said that he saw Tad every day. He was a business partner of his.
I'm going to go get some coffee.
Okay. He's known Tiffany for years. He's from the area. He didn't know anything about them. Had just heard about them, but he knew that they were very anti-government. I ain't buying it. Let's see. Let me catch back up here. Just Amber. No, I think he's as clueless as he's acting. So that's a good question. Wonder what kind of business. He was around Tad every day, he said. Well, Tad went and dug a hole to bury 2 people in the day before it happened, that Friday. So I wonder if the judge was around him on that Friday. And Sally made hey, Princess Megan, the guy that was just talking to Brian, he was just a municipal judge. He knew Tad. He was a business partner of Tad's. Said he was around him every day. Never had a bad vibe from him. He was at Tad's house, coincidentally, whenever SWAT showed up. Didn't see Tiffany a lot. Known her for years, but I always thought she was out in left field. Just not buying the never heard of God's misfits. Just not. I'm not buying that he's never heard of them until this happened. And because of him basically saying he doesn't know about them, or he probably should have said he doesn't want to comment on that part of it, even though there was nothing mentioned about the crime and all that, like what Brian is saying, like there was nothing that was talked about for the mayor to want him to resign or whatever. But it could have had to do with the God's misfits and him being associated with Tad and being a business partner with him and all that. Okay, so right, so he says he wasn't friends with TC, but makes a point to say in longer clips he is still good friends with Tad. Yeah, he was a business partner of his and was there the day that the SWAT came in. 60 cars were going towards the house and didn't get a call. That is true, Liza.
I agree with you. I don't think he couldn't have known about the misfits.
Yeah, I think he had to. I mean, hell, the locals who aren't part of it know about it. Why does a judge not know about it? And
Yeah.
Liza, I have to agree with you. All those cars, SWAT, everything flying down to these people's house, and he didn't get a call and say, "Hey, they're fixing to go raid Tiffany and Tad's house and Cole and Cora's house." Like, you know what I'm saying? He should have probably never got on there and said that he was a business partner of a suspect who is now in jail with 2 counts of first-degree murder. I don't know. I'm not buying what the judge was trying to sell, honestly. Let me see if they've got anything else.
If he'd known them for years, he had to have known about it. I mean,
Well, he said he was around Tad every day. He was
it doesn't,
and
yeah,
known Tiffany for years.
it doesn't sound like that they're trying to keep all of their stuff secret to me. It
No,
sounds like everybody pretty much knew about it.
yeah. I just saw a video. Let me see. Hold on one second, y'all. Let me see. I don't know who this is that Pomo's talking to. I'm gonna go ahead and pull it up and play it. He's talking about the case, and he has somebody. Dang it! Why would it not go back? The judge stayed there as a friend out of the family to make sure the feds didn't go wild. So, Liza, you think that he just went, like he already got the call that it was fixing to go down? So he got there before they did? And just Amber, they said that the mayor is the one that wanted him to resign. So he did. But the mayor could know that there's more to it than what's being put out to the public also. Okay, so Liza, yeah, you do think that? I mean, it's a possibility. He already knew what was going on and he went on out there, but
Yeah,
I
very
think,
well could be.
but would he have told Tad and him, like, hey, I'm coming out here to let you know as a friend and as a business partner, like, I just got word that they got warrants and they're coming for the two missing women? And Michelle, that is true. The mayor could be a part of the group as well, and they're
He
not
could
wanting it to.
be. We don't know.
Yeah, and he's not wanting it talked about because there's no telling, honestly, what this group has done, what type of illegal activities they are done. Because the way they're that this, and I said this earlier, the 16-year-old said it that Cora told her they're going on a mission. Well, was it what they always called it when they left to go do something? And why would this girl think that they were put into a whale? I wonder if that's something that they had discussed about other people or doing to other people.
I mean, these people kind of sound more like a militia than a religious group to me.
Wait, they sound like a what?
More like a militia than a religious group to me.
Right. But like he said, though, and the judge did say that, they always use God in those type of groups.
Well, a lot of them do.
They use religion.
Yeah, they do.
They make it like they're this Christian religious group of people who, and they put that off as they're good people and they don't do anything wrong and they're just a group of people who are worshiping the Lord, where in reality they're actually doing all of this illegal
Terrible
stuff.
stuff. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, horrible things have been committed under the name and guise of religion.
Yeah. They were plotting on the custody case, Judge Chu. Yeah, Michelle. Tiffany done, I guess, went and stalked that judge to know the path that he walked to work, which is crazy. That's where it puts Wrangler being involved in it.
Why doesn't she have a charge for stalking him?
I don't know. Why did she not get in trouble when she said that what was it? If her grandkids got taken away or something happened to them, that bodies were going to fall?
Yeah.
Like she said that in court? Why wasn't something done to her then? That should have told them right there if she's threatening to murder people.
That's very true.
And Liza, that is true too. Every religion has extremists.
Oh, yeah.
That is very true. Okay, let me get this going. See what Cuomo has to say.
Covered in Oklahoma over the weekend were, in fact, those of missing Kansas moms, Veronica Butler and Jilian Kelley. Allegedly, they were murdered after a car trip to pick up Veronica's children from their paternal grandmother in Oklahoma. Now, the paternal grandmother and her boyfriend and another couple were all arrested. The question becomes why? Well, how could a custody battle turn deadly? Joining us exclusively is Oklahoma attorney Garrett Oates, who had recently been taken on to represent Veronica Butler in the custody battle. Now, in court documents, we learned that Veronica had accused Tiffany Adams, this grandmother, of essentially kidnapping her kids. A lot of you keep asking me, what is this habeas corpus? That is Latin. You have the body. It is a federal demand to produce somebody, in this case, the children. Counsel, thank you very much for joining us.
Thanks, Chris. I'm glad to be here with you, but I'm also deeply saddened, and no one, especially in this position, this is not where I want to be for sure. So, but thank you for having me.
Understood. And I know how rare this is, a situation where you lose a client, let alone under these circumstances. But how have you been able to make sense of the motivation, even if it's madness in this? Do you think it was about this group, the misfits, or do you think this is about a grandmother with no more sense of morality who was willing to kill to keep the kids?
You know, Chris, I can't speculate about the group. I was unaware of anything to do with this sovereign citizen group that you guys have been reporting on prior to law enforcement talking about that. Certainly, there's been some information about them in the probable cause affidavits that have been released. But beyond that, I had absolutely no knowledge, had never heard of the group before law enforcement releasing that information. So to say that, you know, I have any information as to whether or not that group was the motivation, I don't know that. What I do know is that Veronica was a lovely lady. She was what you want in a client. Absolutely. She was organized, diligent. She made my job a heck of a lot easier. She brought me 4 expanda files of information the first time I met her. That was all stickied and tallied, ready to go for me. She was extremely respectful. Just like I say, everything you want in a client and a person. She absolutely loved her children, and that was the goal, was absolutely to get her more time and then to be on the path to regain custody. That was our plan for sure.
Did Veronica have any kind of sense of what she was up against in this dispute?
Again, with regards to the group, I can't speculate as to that. And so, and Veronica had never mentioned the group to me either. So I'm at least of the
Well,
belief
just the
that Veronica,
grandmother.
just the grandmother. Certainly, when Veronica first met with me, there was the normal custody battle type information being exchanged where both parties, or from Veronica's perspective, right? I mean, both parties are really warring with each other, especially in a custody battle that had been going on for years, right? But beyond that, what really struck me was the information that you guys had reported on. Tiffany Adams' own son, Wrangler Rickman, had put some posts on social media about threats that his own mother had made against him. That was what really raised my eyebrows, firstly, in speaking with Veronica, and what I thought kind of made this a little bit different than a normal custody case. And certainly, like I say, raised my eyebrows, gave me some pretty serious cause for concern. I think Veronica knew that obviously it was a very extremely serious situation, but to know that somebody is capable of doing something and then that they would do something, I mean, are 2 very different things.
Her sense or your sense about what was driving the grandmother's interest in the custody?
Oh, well, I mean, I certainly had many conversations with Veronica, both in person and I corresponded with her almost every day, which is not, I wouldn't say that's per usual for all of my custody cases at all. But it was really a keep me posted on every single thing because it was an ongoing dilemma. Like I say, I mean, it was going on for years. There were issues. I know you guys have reported on the filing that I filed as recent as March 20th, which I think really encapsulated the snapshot of how the situation was going in the custody battle as recent as March 20th, which was 10 days before the 30th when, you know, they were first declared missing. And so, you know, it's, I think I mean, I think I share the same sentiment that Veronica did with regards to the controversy, the struggle that was going on in this case. And I was only retained in September of last year, so it's
Right.
not as if I was in the case from the very beginning. But from my review of the court file, I mean, this was a very contentious matter from the very get-go. I mean, there were numerous hearings. The filing takes quite a while to scroll through the bottom to the bottom,
Right.
and so it's. I mean, it was a very serious matter, very very contentious matter from the very beginning.
Well, to believe the authorities' suspicions at this point, it was serious enough that the grandmother was willing to kill the mother of the kids that she supposedly loves so much. So we'll see what sense we can make of it. And counsel, anything we can do to help you along the way, or what you believe needs to be addressed, we're a call away. Thank you, sir.
I appreciate it, Chris. Thank you for having me.
Hey.
Yeah, he's not going to speak on that group at all.
I don't think so either.
Just Amber, that is true. This certainly it didn't get grandma custody. She hated Veronica and wanted to make her pay, plain and simple. And in the process, she hurt her 2 grandkids. She hurt Jillian's 4 kids and all of her family. Don't know if she talked Cole and Cora into it or if they volunteered, but they were in it. Now their kids and grandkids are hurt. Like, it's a sad situation for everyone around. Hey Tonka, how are you? The attorney probably feels some guilt too. Yeah, I've seen a lot of people asking about, because this custody battle, how bad it was, and some of the stuff that Tiffany has said. So why wasn't it a court order that they meet in a public place? Tonka, I'm doing good, thank you. I've wondered that. Like, I know that it's a very rural area out there where they're at, but there had to have been some place that they could have met up, that there could have either been
The gas station, the co-op,
something where there could have been, and even if they had to get an officer there to supervise the exchange, and there couldn't have been no Tiffany calling and letting them know, hey, Veronica called and said that she wasn't going to make it. It would have had to have been both of them. You hear from both of them, Veronica and Tiffany. Tiffany calling saying, I can't make it, or Veronica calling and saying she couldn't make it. That way there would have been no lying going on, and where something like this could have happened. It should have been either a public place, or there should have been an officer there. Honestly, I just, even if Veronica would have had to have driven to the police station.
Yeah, I agree. I think.
I mean, this has been going on for a while, and I'm pretty sure whether it was in Cimarron County or if it was in Texas County, whichever county it was going on in, that's where they should have met up at the police station there. That should have been a court order with that.
It should have been.
Instead of this meeting.
And you would have thought Veronica would have known that her boyfriend or her ex or whatever, that they were in this group and how dangerous it was. You would think that if they were together long enough to have 2 kids together, she would have had to be around it, wouldn't she?
Yeah, because the kids are 2 years apart. It's not like she just had one kid by him and wasn't even from the area. She graduated from Yarborough High School. And I've seen a thing where her graduating class, she was the only one that graduated that year.
Wow.
So she was from that area. So they should have, like, I'm pretty sure she knew about the group. Now, whatever reason she didn't, let her attorney know, that I don't know. But
I don't know. I don't see how she didn't know.
the court should have known though that this is there was issues between Tiffany and Veronica, and the court should have took it upon themselves to say, okay, this is how it is. Yes, she has to have a supervisor for the visitation, but y'all are also gonna meet up, and
The middle of nowhere.
yeah, that's a very dangerous situation for Veronica and whoever she's bringing with her. As if she, like with Jillian, like, you know, she had to bring her own approved supervisor. That's a very dangerous situation.
It is.
So I don't know. It's just the whole thing is sad, honestly. It really is. I think the courts completely failed those
Oh, yeah,
kids.
definitely.
I mean, there's Wrangler says his mama threatened him. She got up in court and said that about the body's gonna fall. But it was even said that Wrangler had to call the police when his mom wouldn't let him have the kids, and then the cops were like, "Well, I think they're better off with her." But now look what happened. Look what Tiffany has done. All because the mother wanted to see her kids. At Tonka, that is true too. Yep. And Jillian was just there to help a friend, really.
Yeah, definitely.
That's all she was
Got
there.
caught in the crossfires.
She was there to help her friend to where she could see her kids. Whole thing's sad, honestly.
Yeah, a lot of people hurt.
It's pointless, senseless. There was no reason for it. Don't understand it. You're protecting the grandkids, but you're not there to protect them now
Right.
because of what you done. And they're supposed to go to court tomorrow. Well, now Tiffany's in court for taking the life of the woman that she was going to face in this custody battle on the day that she was supposed to be in court for the custody battle. Let's see, probably our friend, the municipal judge, helped his friend with the cops. Wouldn't surprise me, Liza. Sarah Beth, that is true. And Michelle, that is true. Even the 16-year-old knew that all Jillian was there to do was just help a friend, because on the top of the fact that, you know, she was in the court order to go if the other lady, the what was her name, the Cheryl lady, couldn't be there, which she wasn't there because Tiffany told her she didn't need her for a couple of weeks.
Right.
Told the cops that the Cheryl lady wasn't available, but then come to find out, Cheryl tells the cops that she was available.
Sorry, guys.
And more than likely, the Cheryl lady could also be part of this group. Who knows? And Taka, that's what I'm waiting to find out, which I don't know if we ever will or not, is if they volunteered or if she asked them to help in this. Hopefully that'll come, like, whenever this does go to trial. Hopefully that'll come out. If they volunteered or if she asked them. Because Cora telling her daughter, when her daughter asked why did Jillian have to die, and she says, well, she wasn't innocent either. She was defending, however it was put, she was defending Veronica or taking her side or what helped her, whatever. It sounds like they kind of all had it out for Veronica. That's what it sounds like.
Well, and you don't know what Tiffany was telling them either. I mean, she could have been telling them
True.
her stories about her brother or something, you know?
True. Yep. I don't know. I did see though where the Wrangler's wife, she had to leave Oklahoma to get away from all of them to protect her kids. Betty Jo, have a good night.
Good night, Betty Jo.
It's just sad that 16-year-old girl was drugged into it.
Yeah.
And thank God the police were there doing the interview with her before Cora and Cole got to her. Because there's no telling what possibly could have happened if the police wouldn't have been there doing the interview when they got there.
Yeah, that's a scary thought.
They could have taken them and left and ran and went God knows where. They could have done something to them. Anything could have happened. Very scary thought. I guess I need to get off here for the night. It's already 1 o'clock.
Oh my gosh.
I gotta get up at 6:30.
Okay. Well, I'm not gonna keep you. I'm gonna jump down. Thank you for having me up, and everybody sleep safe. I love you. Good night,
All right,
Charlotte.
we love you too. Have a good night. Thank you for coming up.
Bye-bye.
Okay, hold on. Let me catch back up in here real quick. See, saw a post from Wrangler's wife saying she left with child because of Granny. Yeah. She knows what was. I'm not saying she knew what happened to Veronica. Or that she had any part in it, because I don't think that she did. But I think once it came out that they were missing, I think that she probably had a very good idea. But I did see where she said that she wouldn't speak on it, but she just hoped that they were found safe and brought home. Summer is starting trouble. Not allowed. I'm sorry, Sarah Beth. If I didn't have to get up early in the morning, I would stay on here longer, but I've got to get up early so I can take her to the doctor. Michelle, have a good night. Tonka, you've got to be up early also, so I hope you have a wonderful night. Summer, that's what Sally Mae saying, that you're starting trouble. Sally Mae going to throwing the chair out to you. Kelly P, have a good night. All right, yo, I'm about to get out of here. Like I said, if I didn't have to get up early in the morning, I would stay longer. See you later. It's nice to see you. I hope you have a wonderful night. Liza, have a good night. But thank you all for coming and hanging out with us and listening to this. And maybe they'll find this Paul person, and if it is true that he's a part of it and he was there and all that, he'll be arrested too, instead of him out God knows where and could possibly hurt someone else. Avery, have a good night. I hope Jaden feels better. All right, well, I love you all. I hope you all have a wonderful night, and I will talk with y'all later. And like I said, I will try to keep it with Ryan in the morning also if he's in the courtroom, and try to post whenever I find anything out. See, I'm going. Sarah Beth, no, girl, don't you go out and find that man. You stay safe. All right, I love y'all all, and I'll talk to y'all later.